to the point where she leaves and he's at the bar getting drunk and is, oh, she's gone and I can't believe I love her so much, man. Nah. Here is a well overdue installment of My Brother's Keeper. So we started this podcast thing where we would talk about men's issues, right? My Brother's Keeper. And we've done a couple of videos, but we haven't been able to consistently like hit you with a video every week or, you know, so forth. But I will line these videos up so you can go through them and just go to the My Brother's Keeper reel on SouFLoTV, where you'll be able to see only those videos one after the other. With that said, these videos are not for women. So there are a lot of women subscribers on my channel. You are free to listen to the videos, but this isn't where we're going to argue in the comment section about how you feel about anything that's said here. This is our safe space for my brothers, for men. I don't care what background you are. I don't care what race you come from. This is for men and for men only. Sisters, if you want to give words of encouragement, that's fine. But that's about where it stops on this. There are lots of other videos on the channel that you can go ahead and leave your comments under. These My Brother's Keeper videos, they're not for you. With that said, let's get right into it. Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most, and this is another installment of My Brother's Keeper. I just dropped my kids to school, right? And I'm heading back into the house, and I check my phone, and there's a story of a man who won millions of dollars in the lottery. But this kind of guy is the kind of guy who never got a bank account for himself. Never got a bank account, because he's one of those people who stay off social media, don't believe in government, don't believe in storing money in the bank, because what if the bank shuts down one day, you wake up and whatever little money you have is gone or whatever. He has a woman. But his woman, who he's been with for years, she has a bank account. So when he hit the lottery, he decided to take a lump sum payment. Where were they going to put the lump sum payment, right? So they deposited the money in his bank account, which is his woman's bank account, is where he had the money go to. Millions of dollars. She disappears with the next man. I start off with that story, be it true or false. I've seen it in the news just to say this. Men, you have to stop caring so much about women. And you have to stop putting so much trust in women. Let me say it again. You have to stop caring so much about women, and you have to stop putting your trust so much in women. Listen, the story I like to tell a lot of people is this, right? There's a buddy of mine who was in the army with me. We served around the same time. I don't know if he got out before I did or I got out before he did, because we had went to different duties. Well, he PCS'd. He went to another duty station, so I don't know when, but we met again. I'm coming into Florida, driving from, I think I was driving from like Pennsylvania or somewhere, and I hit Florida, and I stop at a rest stop, and I hear my name, and I turn around, because the only people that call me that, Mac, is somebody who served with me. So I turned around, and it was one of my buddies. Hadn't seen him in years. Now, you know, when you go through the military, you get your benefits, and some of the benefits that comes with it is like your VA benefits. I'd use my VA loan, purchase a nice house, blah, blah, blah. Many veterans do this, right? This is a combat infantry veteran that I'm about to tell you about, which means we were in the thick of the shits. We've been to the front lines of combat, war. We've seen what happens when bullets hit bodies. We've seen what happens when IED explosives explode under a U.S. Army vehicle, and what happens to our personnel, our soldiers, our buddies, our friends. We've seen carnage. We have caused carnage as well along the way, right? And all that to get to your benefits and get to a place where you think, you know what, it's time for me to get out. It's time for me to go live some of this civilian life, decompress, buy a house, relax. He buys his house. Not before getting married. So he buys his house and then he moves in this woman into his house, right? And she was able to convince him to put her name on his property. Beautiful home. He puts her name on his property. All along, it seems like she was scheming. So what she ended up doing was one day she called the police and she said to the police she's scared of him. She's afraid, she doesn't want him in the house anymore because, mind you, this is his house that he used his VA benefits to purchase. She's afraid of him. She fears for her life. Talk about manipulative, deceptive. To cut a long story short, he was out driving trucks, and that's how I met him at a truck stop while I was coming into Florida, and we were talking about it, and he was like, this shit hurts, man. I drive by my house sometimes and I literally see everything the way I left it. The way my garden was outside, the way he custom made his driveway, the way he did everything, and sometimes he sees his little daughter going into the house with his dog and his now ex-wife and her new man. And he said, I look at the picture and the only thing that was removed from that picture was me. That's the only thing. She removed him from his own house and replaced him with another guy, and they're doing the same thing they always do when he was around. And you know, I say all that to say this. There's a topic I really want to talk about, but I got to use the right word for it. So I hope everybody understands this word or this phrase, because YouTube has a thing where they get triggered once you say the S word. Then they put your video to age restriction, and then for some reason I think most people don't click on an age restriction video because you got to go verify your age and all this other stuff to watch the video. So I'm not going to use the S word, S as in Sierra. I'm not going to use the S word. I'm going to use the phrase walking off this planet. So for 2025 alone, I realized that a lot of men have chosen to walk off this planet, to end it all, to say no more, I'm out of here, and check out permanently. Upon doing a little bit deeper research, I realized that most of the men who decided to walk off this planet are men who, not to blame it completely on the women, but their decision to walk off the planet somehow is linked to a woman. Whether it's a woman who took away their house through a divorce and left them homeless, or a woman who got all the assets and he's got to start over, a woman who he did nothing wrong to. She woke up and said, it's not you, it's me. I'm just not in love anymore, Tom, and I think I've lost myself after these 10 years of marriage, and I've got to go find myself. I wish you all the best. I want a divorce. And there goes your 3 kids and your house and one of your vehicles, and she's gone off happily into the sunset while you try to figure out, now, how do I survive? Because now she has me on child support for 3 children. Now I'm supporting another household on my income, and I got to figure out how to support myself as well. So immediately my life changes. It's a situation where a guy comes home and finds his woman in bed with another person, or it's a situation where guys are just stuck in a relationship with a woman who he loves so much that is just disrespectful and disregarding of all his troubles that he is going through. Like you're with somebody who never checks on you, never asks you, how you doing? Babe, you all right? Imagine being with a woman that never asks you, babe, you okay? If she sees you upset, she'll just go her separate way thinking it must got something to do with me. I don't know what he mad about, but I'm going to give him back the same energy he giving me. Not, are you all right? Because you were smiling earlier. The kind of partner, woman, that you're going through it and you can't talk to her. Fellas, there's nothing wrong with going through it. You're human, just like everybody else. You're allowed to feel just like everybody else. This world would have us men thinking you're not supposed to have any feelings. You're supposed to be tough as a nail. You're not supposed to cry. Shut your bitch ass up. Let the woman and the children cry. You're not supposed to this. You're not supposed to that. You talk too much. Now you're being sassy. You talk like a girl. So they don't want you to talk too much. Therefore, you can't talk about your problems. You got to keep them inside. They don't want to see you cry. Therefore, if you're hurting, you can't cry. You got to hold that inside, right? This is the way the world is set up. And on top of that, this new day, new age stuff like customer service. You know when they say the customer is always right? Yeah. The new way is the woman is always right. And there are some men who go around with this bullshit talking about happy wife, happy life. Yeah, fellas, you got to do what your wife says. And then, of course, you have these narcissistic ass women who they are bolstered by this happy wife, happy life shit. So they just make sure that themselves are happy. And a lot of you men are marrying these women and turning them into wives. You've forgotten your power, brother. Your power lies within the power to make a woman a side chick, a baby mama, or a wife for life. And all of those should depend on her and what she demonstrates to you. You have the power to make her a side chick, make her a wife for life, or a baby mama. I'm not saying don't have kids with her. You know, they say stuff like, oh, you shouldn't have kids with a woman if you don't think she's worthy of marriage. Well, hey, life is short. And I'm a realistic person. I don't know if I'll wake up tomorrow and then go down the street and it'll be my last day. Something happens and I'm no longer here. I want to know that my bloodline continues, right? So I can literally look up a woman or look at a woman and I could say to her, I could say to myself, me and her would make some beautiful children. That's it. As a man, and a man who is about my survival, I do not need a woman, so to speak, for nothing. For nothing. If we're talking about needing just one particular woman, because everything that's there you can get from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women. 7 different women. If it's sex, I can get it from here, there, and there. I don't have to depend on just her. So if it's children, I can get it from here, there, and there. I don't have to depend on just her. But if I decide to turn this woman into a wife, and being the kind of man that I am, the protector, the provider type, oh yeah, for the bum men, this conversation is not for you. So you can check out right here, or you can sit and continue to listen. So, being the protector, provider type of man that I am, I don't want a woman paying my bills. I don't even want a woman helping me to pay my bills. I'm cool paying the bills by myself as long as I'm in a position to pay the bills by myself. We all know how life goes though, right? You're up, you're down. That's life. You might have a long stretch of being up, and then things happen in life where you're down. I've seen it happen many times to other people who had significant amount of savings piled up and thought they were up, and then one medical issue happened and suddenly all those savings are depleted or they're in the red and he's no longer up and he needs her to. So I'm saying, as long as I'm able to, and I will always make sure to my best of my ability that I'm able to pay all the bills, take care of everything that needs to be taken care of as a man. I don't need a woman to do all that. Which means any woman that I choose to be a wife, that is a privilege for her. See, a lot of you brothers are settling. You are settling. I hear women say it all the time, right? Oh, I settled. Or their friends might say, oh, she could have done way better than Charles. She settled. She settled because the guy who's a doctor now, he used to like her back in high school, but she settled for Charles. And Charles works at the grocery store. If you are I don't give a damn where you work. If you are a protector provider and you end up with a woman who you provide with no bills to pay as an adult, a comfortable home to be in, and she is the type that disrespects you, disregards your feelings, takes no correction from you, etc., etc. If she is vindictive towards you, you are settling. And because a lot of men settle, a lot of men get hurt. This is why I started this video out by saying, listen, you got to stop caring so much about these women. You do. You got to stop investing so much. You have to reserve some of that for yourself. It's a rule of mine where I say, love, yes, love, and love heavily too. That way you're able to experience love. However, do not lose yourself. Still be on guard as a man. I've seen men lose themselves completely to the point where she leaves and he's at the bar getting drunk, and there's a 357 Magnum loaded in the vehicle, and he's about to go ripping down the highway at 100 miles per hour and walk himself off the planet. Oh, she's gone and I can't believe I love her so much, man. No. That's a no. A no. A fuck no. Develop a mind of steel, brother. There are always others out there. And you have to remember this, right? If you are a good soul, again, I'm not talking about the shitty men. If you are a genuinely good soul, there's a woman out there waiting for you that will be everything you've ever dreamt of in a woman. I'm not saying you'll go find perfection, because no human being is perfect. You're not perfect, and whoever you find won't be perfect. But if you are in a relationship where you are giving your all and you are not being appreciated and none of it is being reciprocated to you, there's somebody better out there for you. And I need for y'all men to understand this. I need for you to understand this. Do not love to the point where you lose yourself in that love. You have to reserve something for your own survival. You have to reserve something for your own survival. You, as a man, have to reserve something for your own survival. How do you do it? Well, I'm going to end the video like this. You have to give it time. You have to give it time. I can't believe in 2025, men are rushing to get married still. Oh, I love her, and I think we're going to be together forever, and let's get married. Some of you are getting married with your assets, and this woman is coming into the relationship with nothing, and you are getting married with no prenuptial agreements or anything like that. Like, you have to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself in every way. You got to protect yourself financially. You got to protect yourself spiritually. Hell, you got to protect yourself physically. Physically. So, stop caring so much about these women. It is he who cares too much who hurts the most. That's simple mathematics. That's like 1 + 1 is 2. We're men. We're logical creatures, right? 1 + 1 = 2. He who cares too much hurts the most. Because you cared too much. That's why you hurt. Have you ever seen somebody who does not give a shit about a certain situation or a certain person or what they do, their actions or whatever? They're not hurt. I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids and I'm going. Okay. Bye. I guess that's what you were meant to do. I'll now pick the pieces up and we'll go to the courts and we'll organize for my visitation and I will pay my child support and I wish you all the best and don't double back this way. Send her ass on her way. I know it's hard when you have children involved, right? So I'm not going to say it like it's that easy, 1, 2, 3, but some of you have kids and you're holding on for dear life just because you don't want your children to see you as the person who broke up the relationship and splintered their family and left them alone. Because that's what a lot of vindictive women do. They'll tell your kids, oh, your dad left us and now we're struggling. And the kids will feel it. They'll feel it and they'll hold it against you until they're an adult. And some of them will come back to hear your story and some of them won't, right? So the breakup happens with the kids, yeah, but breaking up while there are children involved is way better than actually staying. And then as adults, you hear your children say, my dad was such a bitch. Like, my dad was weak as hell. Like, my mom ruled the house. My mom told him what to do all the time. And he just did what she said. Sometimes I used to look at him and wonder, like, did he have a backbone? Imagine raising children and they grow into thinking of you in this way. They're not thinking, my dad is the king of the castle. My dad runs the house. My mom loves my dad and she respects him and what he says goes. For the men out there who this is your life, you've hit heaven on earth. For the men who be wanting to walk off the planet, for the men who are in these relationships with these types of women and you're hanging on for dear life, hey brother man, sometimes, right, hanging on hurts way more than letting go. But you won't know it until you let go. Have you ever seen somebody hanging on to a rope? Imagine a rope with razor blades in it. And you're just hanging on to that piece of rope. You're hanging on for dear life. And it's cutting your hand bad, viciously, badly. And you're still hanging on. The minute you let go, you can actually assess the damage, get it fixed, and begin to heal. I don't want to see any more of you walk off this planet, man. Especially not where that is concerned. I don't want to see you walk off the planet, period. Stop caring so much. Stop giving a fuck about anything so much. Some of you care too much. You care too much about your job. You care too much about other people. You don't care enough about yourself. And you definitely care too much about that woman. And that woman don't care two shits about you. And you can see it. And when you see it, you need to treat her accordingly and then act on it. For those of you who are in it with kids, it's not as easy as waking up tomorrow morning and leaving, but you better be planning and plotting your proper escape, right? And that will give you some strength within yourself, knowing that this too will come to an end. And when I exit this, I'm definitely going to something better because it's not a sporadic movement overnight. I'm out. This is something tailored, planned. You know what I mean? I'm going to leave this video right here. I'll catch you on the next video. My Brother's Keeper. Look out for the My Brother's Keeper reel. Keep it real. Hey, my SouFLoTV audience. Listen, one of the things that I'm super proud of being able to accomplish or have accomplished is being a homeowner. I want to share the same with you. I hope you got your pen and paper, or I hope you put it into your phones or whatever. Get those numbers down, get the date down, and be there at that event. This is real help that I'm sending you, real help that will help you to become a homeowner as well. Are you looking to buy your first home, but you have a lot of questions on the process? Or are you just not sure if you're ready or where to even start? Then Join us for an exclusive first-time homebuyers seminar on November 8th, 2025 from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Tamarack Recreation Center located at 7501 North University Drive in Tamarack, Florida 33321. Come, learn everything you need to know about buying your first home, from navigating the market to securing financing and down payment assistance. Don't miss this opportunity to take the first step towards home ownership. Call or text Realtor Faith at 954-696-5108 for more information on how to register. And hey, we will see you there on November 8th at 1 p.m. I didn't think I had enough money to do it. I wasn't sure if I should do it. I didn't even know where to start. And then when I did start, the process was so daunting. But I had real help to help me navigate the process and help me to get help. And then the ending was so beautiful. Opening that door and stepping into your own space. You can do it too. Use the information in this video and get yourself there. Back to our scheduled program at hand.